Hi guys, welcome to my channel Selenium Tech Automation. In this video, I'm going to discuss about how to retry failed test cases in TestNG. Okay, how to retry for the failed test cases in TestNG. Okay, so during our automation process, we will see some random failures during our scripts executions, and also these failures might not be necessarily be because of product bugs or application functionality issues. Okay, there are some failures can be because of due to random browser issues, or sometimes what will happen, browser becoming unresponsive, and also sometimes you will get some random issues with your machine, and also there are something like server issues like unexpected delay in the response from server. Okay, so on these following reasons, so sometimes your scripts may not work properly, but which are not related to the product functionality issues or product bugs. Okay, so for these failures to achieve, TestNG provides a wonderful feature the which you can use to retry a test case multiple times before declaring it as a failed. Okay, to achieve all these failures, to achieve all our scripts during these failures, TestNG provided a wonderful feature which you can use to retry for a test case, so where it is failing multiple times before going to declaring it is failing actually. Okay, to achieve all these failures which are happening before, I mean what I mentioned the reasons, so to achieve that one, TestNG is providing one beautiful feature that is called as retry for the failed test cases, so before going to declare it as failure. Okay, so that concept is here, RetryAnalyzer. Okay, so now we will see how we can implement that one. Okay, retrying failure mechanism on TestNG. Okay, retry failure mechanism on TestNG. So let me open. Okay, let me open. I have written some logic here that is called as RetryAnalyzer class. Okay, before that, first we need to understand what exactly this RetryAnalyzer and where is it coming from. Okay, here you can see it is an interface. Okay, this RetryAnalyzer is an interface. Okay, RetryAnalyzer is an interface. So here the interface definition is, okay, the interface definition is, so here what it is telling, which will returns the true if the test method has to be retried, otherwise it will false. The method whatever whichever it is failing, so with the help of this I retry analyzer interface, we can try how many number of times you want to execute that failed test case. If that is retried for that particular failed test case or test method again and again, then it will return you true. Otherwise it is not trying means it is not retrying means it will give you false condition. Okay, the result of the test method that will give you the example. Okay, once your whatever the test method is executing, so it is going to give you the result whether it is retried for that particular failed method or not. Okay, so here you can see here I have written one method here. Okay, here you can see I have written one method here. So here retry, okay, interface, this RetryAnalyzer is having only one method that is called as retry, and which is accepting parameters I test result. Okay, I test results. So this method will call once a test method will fail. Okay, with the help of this method, every time if any test case if any test method is failing means this method will call. Okay, how many times we mentioned here, this many times, which will retry for the particular failed method. In our case I mentioned here the 3. If our actual method is getting failed, so with the help of this retry method we are going to retry for 3 times until unless we are going to declare it as a fail. Okay, so and also we can get, okay, whether it is passed or whether it is retried or not, we will get the result in the form of which one, I test results. So this I test results will give you the details of the retried execution. Okay, it will give you, in this case 3 times it got retried. This information is going to store it into this I test result parameter reference. Okay, so now to achieve this RetryAnalyzer concept, we have two ways. Okay, two ways we have to include this RetryAnalyzer in our tests. Okay, there are two ways to achieve this RetryAnalyzer in our actual tests. Okay, for example, so let me show you so how we can achieve. Okay, how we can achieve, for example, this is a class here. Okay, this is one class here where I don't have any, means it is not retrying for anything. Now I am going to implement how we can achieve this retry analyzer concept at method level. So later I will show you how we can achieve this during our runtime for all the methods. Okay, so I will show you there are two ways to achieve this retry analyzer concept. One is at class level and another one is at program level or suite level. Okay, while execution of our program, during our program execution, we are going to achieve this retry analyzer concept. So now what I will do, I will just add at method level only. Later we can discuss how we can do it at uh, during our program running time. Okay, so first what I will do, so here I am wantedly failing something based upon this script what we have. I am going to fail wantedly. Okay, so if I execute this particular script, my scripts will definitely working fine, but I want to fail and I want to retry for the failed test methods. How many number of I want to retry, those many number of items I have to define here. Okay, those many number of times I need to define with the help of retry method where we discussed under RetryAnalyzer interface. Okay, so now what I will do, I will segregate this into two methods here. Okay, from driver.window.maximize I am going to create one more method that is called as which one, that is called as public void. Okay, I will keep it as validation. Okay, public void validation, for example. So inside this method I am going to mention the remaining part of code. Okay, I am going to mention the remaining part of code. Okay, I am going to mention the remaining part of code, right? So now let me delete this extra line also, that is not required to us. Okay, that is not required to us. Okay, so now I segregated this one method into two methods here. So here I am going to use our actual retry analyzer concept. Okay, so for this what I did now, so I need to surround this method with which annotation, that is at the rate test annotation. As I discussed, we can achieve this retry analyzer at 2 points or two different ways. One is at the rate test method level and the another one is at during our runtime. So now I am showing you how we can achieve this retry analyzer concept at method level only. The method must and should be surrounded with at the rate test annotation. Okay, the method which is failing we are going to surround with our retry analyzer concept here. Okay, so now let me add this WebDriver at globally. Okay, let me add this WebDriver at globally so that it will be applicable for all the driver variables where we have defined. Okay, for this where we have defined. Okay, so now let me add that WebDriver driver equals to, okay, WebDriver driver here. And now what I will do, so now we will driver equals to, let me add this one as well, driver equals to new Chrome driver. Okay, driver equals to new Chrome driver, right? So till now everything is clear. Okay, let me arrange it properly. Okay, now it is fine. Okay, so now we segregated this actual method into two different methods. The first method here is Gmail test, so where it will doing from which one, driver.window.maximize till this method will work. So after that our next method will start, so where exactly I want to fail. So I need to take till from here to here. I want to take it from here to there. Okay, okay, now everything is okay, right? So okay, so now I have segregated that entire method into two methods. So where I am going to add retry analyzer for this particular at the rate test annotation method, that is called as validation. Okay, for this validation method I am going to arrange this retry analyzer concept here. Okay, by adding retry analyzer to the method which is failing exactly, we are going to, okay, we are going to getting the details. okay, whether it is retried or not. Okay, so now let me show you the syntax here. What is the syntax for that one? So here, what is the syntax for this one? That is retry. Okay, that is retry analyzer. Okay, that is retry analyzer equals to where exactly my retry analyzer class got located. So previously I shown you, right, the complete information about retry analyzer, I retry analyzer and I test result. So this class we are going to define. Okay, this class we are going to define for this particular method. Okay, for this particular method here, the syntax here is where exactly this retry analyzer got located. It is located under which package? Generics. Okay, in my case it is located at generics package dot generics dot, okay, generics dot. So now what I need to use? Retry analyzer. Okay, retry analyzer is my class, so where I am having the entire code, okay, regarding this retry analyzer concept. Okay, so once that is done, we need to define whether it is a class or method. So we need to add it as a class. Okay, we need to enter like this. So once this step got completed, now we done with our first step or first scenario where I discussed, right, in two ways we can achieve this retry analyzer. So this is the one step. So because if I want to check for each and every failure, okay, if I want to check for each and every failure, I mean if I want to check the failure or if I want to retry if there are any failures for each and every method, means, so what I will do, I will add the same line for different. Okay, I will add the same line for all the test methods present inside that class. So if we do like this, it is not looking good. Okay, it is not a good practice to add for each and every method. So that's the reason why we can define this particular syntax by using of TestNG listeners concept inside our testng.xml. That is the main intention. There are two ways to retry for a failed methods. So the first method here is defining this retry logic for the particular failed method. Okay, so if we do like this, that code repetitive will be more here. Okay, first method I have mentioned this one, second method I have mentioned this one. But if we can mention this retry analyzer concept at suit level execution, so it will be applicable wherever the method is failing. It will retry that particular method how many number of times you want. Okay, so that's why we need to always follow at suit level only. So what it will do, during our runtime it will applicable for all the methods individually. Okay, for example, there is a failure at this particular method, it will retry for how many times you mentioned in that retry analyzer class, it will retry. So then only it will provide you the failure. So again it will go to the next method, again if there are any failures, it will retry how many number of times you mentioned, the count you can, I mean it will execute those many times. So likewise we can if we define at suit level during our runtime, okay, this program will execute in this way. If you don't want to do in that way, you can directly come into your actual test and you can add this line for each and every at the rate test method. Okay, there are two ways to achieve this one. So first what I will do, first I will check in this way. So actually now what I am doing, so here inside our retry analyzer we mentioned here retry limit is 3, right? So it will retry for 3 times if there are any failures. So at the fourth time it will give you the result whether it is passed, and that result is going to store inside this retry method, which is accepting boolean type of true or false. It will give you, if retry got success it will given true, if retry is not success it will given you false. Okay, so this is about the explanation of the code. So now first let me, with the help of the retry analyzer, so where I have added at test level. Okay, so after this completion of this test level scenario, I will show you in how we can add this at suit level, so that it will be applicable for all the test cases or all the test methods present inside a particular class. Okay, so the best practice here is try to avoid to add for each and every method. Okay, you can follow the second method whenever I'm going to discuss after this execution. First let me execute this code and we will see. Okay, first let me execute this code and we will see here. So here I have added this validation method. Here you can see TestNG assertions is my class. Inside that class I have one method that is called as validation. So where I am going to wantedly fail this scenario. For example, let me take Okay, let me take till here. So expected title is not going to match now because I am missing the remaining part, so definitely it will fail. So whenever it is failing, it will retry for the count what you mentioned here. So I mentioned here 3 times to be executed, means it will retry for 3 times, then the 4th time it is going to give you whether it is pass or fail. Okay, so please, so let me execute and we will see the results here. We will see the results here. Okay, so now the browser is launching. As per our scenario, our test will definitely fail here. Okay, one time is completed, again it is, see, 3 times got completed, fourth time it is going to give you. Okay, it is going to give you here, you can see it got retried for 3 times. Okay, it got retried for 3 times, but for the actual title of the page here is what, this is our actual title of page from the UI, but what we mentioned inside our test case, so that is the wrong one. Okay, wantedly we are failing the test method here to show you the how this retry will execute. If you closely observe, you can see it is blinking for 3 times, the final time it is going to give you the test method as failure, right? So if you go to your results of running suit, it will show you clearly. See, as I mentioned 3 times to retry, it is retrying for 3 times here. The first time expected and actual are not matching. Here you can see I mentioned here till no cost only, but there are some extra part as well. Okay, so and also again it tried for one more time, again it is getting the same error, again it tried for one more time, that is for third time. So then finally the fourth time it is going to give you as the test method got failed. Okay, if we do like this, the scenarios what I have mentioned due to some power issues or some browser issues, okay, so that is not related to our application functionality. There is some issues with your random browser issues, or sometimes your browser is becoming unresponsive, or sometimes there are some machine issues. Okay, following scenarios, your scripts may fail, but it is not failing due to your product functionality or application functionality, which is not at all related to the product bugs. So during that time we no need to waste our time again the execution from beginning. Okay, so we can retry on the same point multiple times, how many times you want. So here I retried for how many times, 3 times. Okay, so now let me show you the exact execution so that you will get to understand. Okay, so let me show you the exact execution how it is executing. So okay, previously we were not able to see the Chrome execution, I guess, so this time you can able to see. So now I am going to execute. Okay, so now I am going to execute. See, you can see first time it is launching the browser and it is maximizing. If you can closely observe, it will blink 3 times, first time, second time, third time, and fourth time it is giving the result as failure. If you go to your TestNG console, here you can see it is retried for 3 times actually, right? It is retried for 3 times. Okay, it is retried for 3 times, and there are 5 methods got passed and 1 method got failed. That is from which one? The method name here is validation method got failed. If you go to your results of running suit, you can see here first time it tried, second time it tried, third time it tried, fourth time it is giving error here. Okay, you can see one cross symbol, into symbol here. So this is how we can achieve this retry analyzer at method level. So now we will see how we can do this retry analyzer at runtime. Okay, during our program execution, how we will add, we will see it now. Okay, so now I am going to show you how we can do this from suitlab execution. Okay, so this is our first way. So now I am going to remove for this one as well. Now I don't want to mention, okay, this is not the good practice, but for example I have shown you there are 2 ways to achieve this retry analyzer. So for this, how we can achieve means there is some TestNG listeners concepts is available inside our Selenium. Okay, you can go through that one. So what I am doing here, I am directly mentioning the class name. So how we will define our remaining test cases, you can see listener class name equals to my class name here is test transformer. Okay, I am creating one more test transformer class, so where I have written the logic for that one. Okay, the same way. Okay, in the same way I created one class here, and which is implementing the IAnnotation transformer, and then I created one method here which return type is void. With the help of this annotation, I am going to set the RetryAnalyzer, which is our actual class, that is RetryAnalyzer class. Okay, so likewise I configured if I want to add this RetryAnalyzer for all the test cases on all its methods. Okay, in this way we can achieve this one. If you want, you can take this code as well. Okay, so in this way we need to create one more class if you want to add this for your all your test cases at suit level. Okay, this is one way, and the other way is we are not going to use test transformer. We can directly use this public class RetryAnalyzer into your actual, which one, actual test case. Okay, so then we will directly execute it from here. If I don't want to mention for each and every method the RetryAnalyzer logic, so I can create one listeners concept here by creating one class that is called as test transformer. Okay, so it will also do the same, but which will be applicable for each and every class present inside the TestNG.xml and its methods. Okay, wherever the method is failing, it will definitely applicable for the particular method, and it will retry for 3 times in our case. Okay, now let me execute. Now we will see. Okay, see, now it started and it is going to maximize your browser now. Okay, yeah, 1 2 3 and fourth time it is giving you false. Okay, I mean it is not going to execute because what happening. Okay, so now if I go to my Eclipse, you can see here. Okay, you can see here the fourth time also it is printing the title of the page. Okay, if you go to your results of running suit, here also you will get the same validation, 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 validation. Okay, so fourth time it will throw you an error. If I want to, okay, now what I will do, I will increase this count to 5 times. At 6th time you will get the error here. Okay, on 6th occurrence you will see that error. Now it is showing after 3, right? Now it is showing after 3. 1 2 3 4th time it is throwing. In the same way it will execute, I mean it will retry for 5 times. So later it will give you failure at 6th time or 6th occurrence. Okay, let me execute this one now. Okay, let me close all these browsers. Okay, now let me start it freshly. See, it will execute 5 times and 6th time it is going to give you a failure. It will execute at 6th time also. You can closely observe now. 1 time is completed, 2nd time, 3rd time, 4th time, 5th time also completed. Now if you go to here, the count is increased to 11 now. Okay, so now you can see here it is printing 6 times here the title of the page, and go to your console. Here you can see the count what we mentioned there, it is 5, right? 1 2 3 4 5. Now the 6th time it is giving the error here. Okay, so in this way we can conclude that there is some failure. Before going to decide actually that is getting failed, first we need to retry how many times. Okay, so that is not possible to do each and every time, so that's why we are depending upon this RetryAnalyzer concept. Okay, I hope this session will helps you at least 5 to 10%. If you found this video helpful for you, please drop a like, and also please subscribe to my channel Selenium Tech Automation, so that you will get more videos or content from my end, whether it is related from manual testing and also from automation testing point of view. And also I am providing interview questions as well for both fresher candidates and experienced candidates. So please guys, please, our channel is very close to 1K subscribers, so please help in that way as well, so that your subscription and your support will motivates me to upload more content like this. Okay, thank you so much guys. Until then, take care everyone. I will connect with our upcoming videos as soon as possible. Have a nice day.